You are now tuned in to the Raising Kings podcast. My name is Sassy, and with me this week I have two new additions to the podcast. My co-host Essence had some family duties to do this week, so she couldn't join us, but she will be back next week. I'm gonna go ahead and let my two new panelists introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Roxy. I have the best of both worlds. I have a boy and a girl, so that's what I'm bringing to the podcast, the best of both worlds.
Awesome. And I am Lady Love. I have just one son, 6 years old, my pride and joy, my baby.
So, again, we are mothers raising sons, and that's why we bring in a new topic discussion with you this week. And I wanted to jump right into it because this week was kind of odd. Going through checking my son's, phone, his computer searches and stuff like that, making sure that he's not getting into anything that he's not supposed to. And I found him researching boobs and vajayjays. It was basically on how do you draw boobs and vajayjays. So the topic this week is, have any of you came across your kids researching things like that, like sexual behavior, or maybe having first crushes or girls that they like or anything like that?
I have not. I try to pull it out of my son each and every day. I'm like, oh, so she's cute, because all of the girls always, they're like, hey, how you doing? And he's like, hey, he's still on the shy side, and he still thinks girls are cute, but
from a distance.
Right. Like he is not really into them just yet. So from my perspective, he's not there yet. What about you, Boo?
Well, my son is 8 and he's like shy and a little laid back, standoffish. Okay. So I was like so shocked when I went to his open house. And then the next day I went to pick him up from school. And then he was like, a little girl was like, bye. And I was like, who is that? And he was like, oh, that's just a girl that likes me. So I was like, do you like her? And he was like, yeah, she's so pretty. Aww. She always wear her pink glasses and her hair in a ponytail. So cute. And I was like, oh my God, my baby have his first crush. And I was like, I was shocked. Then he was like, please, mommy, please, don't tell anybody. But mommy told everybody.
Of course. That's something that's like an exciting thing, when they come across as their first crush and girlfriends thing. So you kind of, your brain expands and goes to when they're older and different things like dating and stuff like that. So that's always great.
As soon as he got out of the car, I called my brother, was like, your nephew got his first crush. She is so cute. With her little glasses. And she was like, bye today. He was like, bye. I was like...
He'll open up though. He will open up.
He did. He was, because he started asking me like, she always wanted to sit with him during lunch, and he's like, I'm so shy. I don't want to talk to her. I was like, why? I mean, just talk about what you love. And then he was like, well, she do like Legos. So I guess the next day he went to school and was talking to her about it. I was like,
so that's what's up. That's cool.
Cute.
That's very cute. I remember those days as, my son is 10 now. So I remember those days when he was younger. One prime example was when I was renewing my tag, and we were in the tag agency, and there was a little girl, and, he just slid on over to her and was like, would you like to play my Nintendo DS?
Oh.
Yeah, so I remember.
Long time pimp.
Yes. And then he came, he was like, mommy, she's so beautiful. I love her face. And I was like, wait, what?
Yes.
So, it's always an adorable type of situation.
But what happened this week?
Jumping right back into that topic, going back searching his recent searches on the computer and looking through his phone, he was searching how do I draw boobs and vaginas.
And he's 10.
And he's 10.
So that's what I have to look forward to when my baby turns 10.
Yes.
I hope not, because I think I'm a faint.
It was
no lie.
Listen,
I'm gonna be the one to be like, not my baby.
Okay, so, but why? Like it don't have.
So did you like sit down and explain to him
Yeah,
or talk to him about
first
birds
off,
and the bees?
yeah, definitely. So first off, I looked and I was like, well, why are you Googling that type of subject? And he tried to throw it off and say, oh, it's a challenge. It's a challenge. Because, that's the new thing. There's always some new challenges going on.
that the kids do.
Yeah, he was like, oh, it's a challenge. I said, it's a challenge. But he had that little smirk on his face. So, then I sat him down. And, it's always tough because I'm a woman and he's a man. So, not a man, a boy.
Right.
But, it's always, tough trying to talk to a boy about boys' feelings. And you're not a boy. So, I try to, just make sure that he's always respectful and those type of things are it could be degrading.
Right.
You don't want the wrong person to see you doing some things like that, especially not in school. Don't you ever do anything like that in school, or you shouldn't have those type of discussions about drawing boobs and vaginas with your friends.
I'd be like very, like, I don't want to say scared, but I'd be like, I'm frightened to have to sit down and explain to my son. But I also want him to get it from like a woman perspective too,
right?
Because
so he understands
his
the whole
dad
approach.
might give him like the wrong idea about love, relationship, women, and you know how to treat them as far as sexual,
right?
So I'm like, every day, no lie, every day I'm like try to prepare myself when I'm driving to pick them up from school. I be thinking about the weirdest thing in my head. Like I actually sat down and when I'm driving for like 45 minutes, I thought about how am I going to explain to my baby boy about women, like because I want him to like the same respect and love he give me because he loved me.
That's right.
The little boy just loved me, and I love that. Like, I want him to continue. I don't want to break that away from him, but then I don't want a woman to walk all over him at the same time.
Exactly.
So I need to find a balance for him to show his love as strong as he, he loves. Because I want him to like not make, people stomp all over him.
Right.
Especially females.
But it will come. It will come. And those type of things, I think that really and truly that he has to go through experience because he will learn when to turn the sensitivity up and when to turn it down.
Right.
Those are things that he have to learn because you don't want to just outright say, no, you don't want to be this and you don't want to be that. And it turns him really, really tough too soon.
But I'm scared somebody might break his heart. And
that's going to happen. But that's definitely going to happen.
That has happened to all of us.
I don't want to go to prison because he's my baby. Y'all don't understand. That little boy.
We do understand.
Yeah, we understand. We understand.
I don't think I could say this on podcast, but I would kill somebody.
Okay, wait. Let me bring it back a flip. Hold on. On the flip side, Sassy, I think that is actually good because he is trying to educate himself on the, the whole anatomy of women, of the female body. And he's teaching himself because he is lacking, unfortunately, that male
figure,
figure in his life, which is like, that's another whole element to us women on this podcast raising our raising our boys because you on one hand have you're single and you're raising your baby boy and you have to teach him from a woman's perspective. You have to. You don't have to, Ms. Roxy.
But I don't want him to. That's my perspective. I don't have to, but I wouldn't want his father to because I believe that he would give him the wrong idea about how to appreciate a woman's body. So I'm free. I'm open to him discussing it, but I would have to be in the room with him, sitting there listening to what he's saying.
Well, see, on that note, I would say give him that father and son time. Give him that father and son time. Let him explain.
He's gonna figure it out.
Yeah, let him explain on that perspective, and then you could always come back and soften it up.
Trust your baby. He is going to decipher what you tell him and what daddy tells him. He's going to pick and choose what he decides.
Get the good mix of it.
Right, what he decides to go forth with.
He's obviously going to side with mommy.
I mean, obviously. Obviously.
It's always going to side with mommy.
Right. But the thing is, going back to the subject when I researched and not researched, but when I caught him, looking up that subject, a lot of things came to my head because I also know that like when you're 5 years old, you can be charged as a sex offender. Did you guys know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah, little boys. If a little girl in school feels like says that, oh, I don't like that he kissed me or he hugged me or he touched me a certain way, he can get in trouble. He can be registered as a sex offender at 5 years old.
Seriously, I never knew that.
Okay, see, that's something that you need to look into. So it was kind of, I was thrown aback, but then at the same time I was like, okay, my son is looking,
that just like puts me like on guard. I'm like, oh my God, I gotta teach my baby like, listen, don't do this.
That's an extra thing that you have to.
Don't touch her, or just keep your hands to yourself. How about that?
Right. Even your thoughts, because he don't even have to touch. It could be just a thought that, I think that you're beautiful, and they can go back and take that the wrong way. And
that will be our topic when I pick him up from school tomorrow. Yeah, because now you have it in my head. I'm gonna be like, you could be sweet, but like just make sure you respect her space. She respect your space.
Right.
So I'm going to have to sit down and explain that to him.
Exactly. Yeah. So, so we talked about it, and I told him, different things. We went and we researched and we look up, little videos on YouTube, and because that's their favorite thing, YouTube.
Of course.
Exactly. So,
my favorite thing too, though. I love YouTube.
But we spoke, and, I told him, to just be respectful. I won't go into full details as far as, the conversations that we had, but I feel like my son is a very nice, respectful boy. At times he just get in his little grumpy zone when he doesn't want to be bothered, but he's real respectful. He's real kind. He's real sweet. I know definitely he won't be a pushover.
Yeah, no, I definitely see that.
Yeah, I know he won't be a pushover, but it's just those things I had to talk to him as far as, making sure.
We want them to have as much knowledge.
Right. And
as possible.
That main thing is just don't approach anybody in the wrong ways or say anything that you don't feel secure.
Right.
That, because it could always get you in trouble. So that was my main concern about that.
And then just be like, because they love us so much. Right. Like our boys, they love us so much. I think the way that I would explain it to my son whenever he comes around, he is a little late bloomer, but whenever he does come around, I probably just explain to him in a certain way as far as don't say nothing to any woman or any young girl that your mama will probably slap you for.
Right.
No, I didn't go far as to slap.
Oh yeah.
Because
you can get
if a man comes up to me and he's trying to like, per se holler at me, whatever, this is a funny story. I'm sorry, I gotta get a little bit off topic, but it's on topic, but it's a little bit off topic. Because my brother, I had one and only brother, y'all. God bless the dead. My brother Trinard, he was my one and only brother. But I was like, he was like my favorite person in the whole wide world. And the way that he would approach women was completely wrong. It was just all off. And I just used to try to understand what in the world was this boy saying to these females that would actually possess them to talk to him. I told him, one day we was in my mom's kitchen and I told him, I said, you would never be able to holler at me. Like, you would never be able to approach a real woman because that's what I am. Mind you, I'm in middle school. Okay. Hello. Okay. My brother is in high school and I had to school my brother. Okay. I had to let him know. And so he's like, what you mean? I said, okay, well, I'm washing this. It's just pretend. Mind you, me and my brother now, we doing role play. I tell him, I said, try and holler at me right now. I'm out and about, minding my own business. You try and approach me. And this is what he does. Psst, hey. Hey.
That would, as soon as you said, psst, hey, I'm like, okay, no, I'm done with you.
Thank you very much.
No.
I told him, I said, excuse me, did you miss a teeth? Like, are you missing a tooth? What's going on? He was like, okay, so how should I do it? I said, you should come over and you should approach me and say, how you doing? How's your day, young lady? How is everything? And reach out your hand and introduce yourself and let me know who you are. What's your name first and foremost, and then I'll let you know if I want to tell you my name. That's how you will approach a woman, and that's how you will approach somebody who's going to keep.
Don't call me hey.
Right.
Don't call me red. Don't call me nothing that my mom didn't name me.
Exactly.
Come over to me and ask me what is my name.
Exactly.
Other than that, I'm gonna walk right past you.
Don't even worry about it.
That's right.
So the thing is, I want to teach my son, as I taught my brother, how to approach a real woman.
Yeah, how to
you
be
know what I mean?
respectful.
How to be respectful, how to be, understanding too. Because just because you approach me, that don't mean I'm thirsty. That don't mean I want you.
Exactly.
And yes, you could be nice, and yes, you could have everything that I absolutely need, but I don't know that from the jump. So unless you approach yourself correctly, approach me correctly, you may or may not get dismissed.
Well, since I have a boy and a girl, I told my son, I was like, the same way you would like a young boy to treat your sister is the exact same way I would like you to treat someone else's daughter.
Right.
Because I know for a fact, no matter what, if a young boy disrespect your sister, you're going to be the same one that's going to do something bodily harm or some damage to that little boy.
You're going to be really upset about it.
It was an incident. I had to put them in like aftercare. And this my son was in the 2nd grade and my daughter was in pre-K. And they went in aftercare, and this 5th grader decided to push my daughter out the line.
He's huge.
Oh, wow.
Epic fail. My little son was never violent. That was the first time the school ever called me. He actually punched the 5th grader and said, "Don't hit my little sister." And I don't know if this is like who agrees or disagree, but I was proud of my baby.
Absolutely.
I went to the school, and when I went, I thought it was for good because I've never since he started school, I've never had any bad complaint. And it still wasn't bad because when the aftercare called me, they still had to fill out an incident report. But when I went, she was like, I was so shocked that was because he never get out of line. He just always walked straight. But he said he only did it because the little boy hit his sister.
Exactly.
And from that day, I was like, the same protection you have over your sister. Whatever woman you grow up and choose to love, make sure you protect her and love her the same way you love me and your sister.
Exactly.
And from then on, my son never raised his voice, hit his sister.
Nothing.
She, on the other hand, is a different story. Some other day, but him, he'd be like, "But I love you, my little sister. Come here." He'd be like, "No, leave me alone. Leave me." I'm like, but I just think he just loved women. He just loved.
Because
because he had me and his sister.
Because he's a sweet kid
and he have a bunch of aunties.
Right, and he observes. I'm sure he sees what goes on, and especially how other men treat his family. So he probably picks up from a young age how he wants to do right by women. So excuse me, but
that's another thing too. Because we all have boys,
right,
and we all have like women as well. So now we have these blessings, is what I want to call them, because they're little blessings. Because how many sisters do you have?
I have 3.
3. Okay, I have 4. Okay.
Listen, I have a lot of sisters because my Papa was a Rolling Stone, but I'm the oldest. So, they reach out to him, they'll call him or they'll text message him or, through social media because that's the time. Everything is through social media or they'll FaceTime him. So it's not that direct, communication because most of them live in New York. So it's not that direct, communication, but they do call him. They will send him listen. They sent him a bunch of packages in the mail. I go outside and I see a big box, and I'm thinking it's for me, but it's for him.
That's what's
His
up.
aunties done sent him a bunch of things.
Exactly.
Shout out to my sister in New York, Black Fist. Yeah,
my son
movement.
What up, Black
the
Fist?
First grandchild, and it was a boy. And then I have 3 little sisters, and from the day he came out, they just smother him with love and kisses. So he just have that women loving on him. So he just like,
he loves women in
that's
return.
how it's supposed to be. They're supposed to love on me. I'm supposed to love them back.
Exactly.
Because he will wake up every morning. He'd be like, "Good morning, Auntie. I love you." And give kiss. And I'm like, listen.
Love it.
But sometimes I'm like, it's bad and it's good because I'm like, I really don't want him to continue to be like that because it's some bad women out here.
Yeah,
we could all just
absolutely.
say like,
absolutely.
It's some women out here that I'm sorry,
They're terrible.
They're terrible. They're not good.
Right.
Because
right.
some
not good.
so there is both sides, you know.
That's true.
But I
Vice
feel like
versa.
it's a good thing because you know you don't want to desensitize them at a young
I
age.
don't.
So that's why I said he's on a
My
good
mom
road.
told me that too. She was like,
Every life
just
lesson.
leave him alone.
Mhm.
You don't want to
Yes.
take the innocence from him.
Right.
But I
right.
hate when I see like he would give
his all
in class. His teacher, when I went to his parent conference,
Mhm.
he just loved my son. He was like, he's such a giving little boy. He
Mhm.
shares everything in the class with
Mhm.
everybody. But then kids would like try to bully it and just take
Oh,
it. But
okay.
you don't have to do that because he'll
Mhm.
just
Right.
give it to you.
Exactly.
He's not gonna
It's
fight
even
with you. He's gonna
necessary.
argue. He's
Mhm.
gonna be, and he'll come and he'll be like, "Well, mommy, can you pack me 2 snacks today so my friend
Mhm.
can have one?"
Yeah.
I'm
oh
like-
my God. I remember my son came and
Yeah,
told
my
me
son was
something
like that also.
because apparently they sell ice cream and all of that stuff in the cafeteria or whatever.
Mhm.
So I told him, I said, no, you will have $1 for yourself.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
you either will choose to get something that is 25 cents or 50 cents,
Mhm.
and you will choose
Yeah.
to share the other half of that dollar, 50 cents or 25 cents.
Mhm.
You choose. You can have 75 cents out of your dollar. Be smart.
Because my son, you know, he goes to an after school program, you know. I used to give him $2. One for during school, like if he wanted to
Mhm.
get some at the cafeteria, and one for, you know, his after school activity.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I would always ask him, what did you buy? And he would say, oh, I bought one for my little friend. And it was a girl.
My son
So-
did that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My
Yep,
son
that's
would,
what they
like,
do.
because he.
So that's good. Let's give them a round of applause.
Oh, yeah.
Because
for sharing.
I pack my
Sharing is
baby.
caring.
I pack my son lunch. I don't care. I cut up his grapes. I do
Oh
everything
my God.
because he loves me and I
Did
love
you just
him.
say cut up
From the day he
Now
was
that's a
born,
little crazy.
the
Wait.
loose-
a
listen,
minute?
y'all
Let's
could-
pause
excuse
right
me.
there.
Podcast. You can judge me if you want to. This is Roxy,
Yo,
and I
Roxy
cut up my
said she-
baby grapes from he was born.
That's what she said.
From he grew teeth and he could chew them. He
I
loved it.
can't.
But the skin used to get in my baby's teeth and he
I
didn't like it.
cannot.
So
Floss.
mommy peeled his grapes
I cannot.
from he was 2. And I
See,
still
this is
do
why.
it
This is
because
why.
he like it.
I love
I cut
it.
up his orange and I peel it.
Oh, God.
And I was like, how was lunch today? And he was like, mommy, it was great.
I love him.
But I
I
shared
love
But
him.
I shared my fruits with my friend, and it was a little girl. And I was like, well, as long as the teacher was okay with it. And the next day, he made sure he went and asked his teacher,
Was it okay?
Was it
for him to
okay?
share.
And the teacher said I would have to check with her parent. Her mom said it was fine.
That
Her
is
mo-
awesome.
As long as her mom said it was fine. And then he came back and was like, well, her mom said it's fine. So I was like, well, go ahead. It's fine. Share away, baby.
Mhm.
Right.
But
Now
yes.
I promote that all day, every day. Sharing is caring because I have, unlike you, my love, only have one baby. Okay,
Well,
just
me
one.
too.
I just got one. You know what I mean? So it's still kind of tough with like really getting him into the mode of sharing
Yeah, because he's the only child, and
he
he's
is
used
the
to.
only child.
He don't have to share anything
at all.
Well,
Same
he
with
don't
mine.
have to share. He doesn't have to share. He doesn't have to. Okay, he doesn't have to. He's
Right.
not used to. So when
Exactly.
he comes home, he can turn on his TV. When he
Mhm.
comes home, he can fix his food. Like those are his Lunchables in there. Those are
Mhm.
his juices. Those are his this is his. Like he
Mhm.
knows that that's his stuff. He doesn't have to share with anyone. So when his cousins come over, oh my God, I gotta tell y'all this crazy story.
Mhm.
So we were all in the car, and thank God that my husband has this charger that ports like four different
Multiple.
yeah four different phones at the same time or whatever. Everybody can get some juice at the same time. Everybody can charge their phones because I had three little siblings with me, two nephews and one niece with me, and all of them are singles. Like it's one child, one
Right.
girl, two boys.
Okay.
And none of them was like, nobody was willing to share. Nobody was willing to use just one at a time. Nobody. So thank God that I had that because everyone was like so relieved afterwards because it was pandemonium in a car for about 3 seconds. Like, it felt like 5 hours because everybody was losing their mind.
Right, because they're not used to sharing.
They're not used to sharing. And I understand that, but we as parents have to really enforce, and that's why I commend you, Roxy, baby, because we have to force a little bit on our single children, I should say. The whole thing about sharing, and it's good.
I never had to teach him how to share.
See,
my mom
so awesome.
always told me that when I was pregnant, she was like, I wish you have a child like you when you was a little. And then when he came out, she was so mad.
He's the total opposite.
He's the total opposite.
But your girl
is sweet.
Is like
other hand. The little 6-year-old girl that I gave birth to. Yes. Oh no. That is my little twin.
Yes.
She has every single thing for me personality-wise.
Beautiful.
She looked like her daddy, but she's my pretty little baby that looked like her daddy.
That is beautiful.
But her personality is just like me. But when I had my son, he was the sweetest baby. He didn't cry.
Nothing.
He didn't do anything. And then when I had my daughter, he came to the hospital. He kissed her. He was trying to feed her bottles. But I think if it was vice versa and I had my daughter first,
it would have been a little
she would have threw him in the garbage.
No.
She would have threw him away.
No.
She would have flushed him down the toilet, y'all. She would have been like, no, why is this baby taking my she would have.
Well, see, that's a good thing because, he has that. I know you're thinking that, you don't want him to be a pushover and people to take advantage of him, but he has good qualities.
He really does.
He has good traits to become a good man.
Exactly.
So I wouldn't advise
That's what my mom told me.
So
she was like,
advise you to
he's going to be a great man.
My mom told me, like, you better leave him alone.
Yeah. He's going to be a great man. He's going to know how to treat women.
Because sometimes he just get me so upset. I'm like, stop. Just stop making your sister walking all over you like that. Like, put your foot down. You're the big brother. But she's my little sister.
Right.
And I'm like, no, you can't just sit there and let her take your stuff and bully. And then I have to be yelling at him like, really? Ooh. You're just going to sit there and just bully the man for his stuff.
I just got a little bit of a flash.
It was like, but I'm the baby, so he has to give me what I want. That's what the problem is. Okay. She the baby, so she's spoiled. And then her dad made her get away with every single thing. His little poopy cannot do no wrong in his eyes. She does no wrong whatsoever. But in my eyes, my son does no wrong. So
right, exactly. So it's a balance there.
Yes, my son.
But I feel like
wrong.
for him, it's gonna be good. I feel like he's gonna be one of those men that's married for 60 plus years because he has those good qualities.
Right. So.
And those are things that you don't want to take away, but you have to allow him to grow. Because he will see little things that he said, you know what, I don't like this feeling. I don't like.
He don't like the way that they make him feel.
He will adjust.
Yeah.
He will adjust to what he feels as if that, I'm not going to tolerate this. And if you don't correct it, then I can't deal with you.
Yeah, and he's a giver. That's number one. He's a giver. So he's going to understand. That means he's already in tune with himself and the energy that other people put off. And the energy that other people put off. So I know that's a really good quality.
Because I started giving them allowance.
Oh
yeah.
You could be my mommy too. I would love some allowance.
It's only $5.
How much? That's all right. I use $5 a day.
But they have to clean up without me having to tell him to do his homework, which I really put it in place for my daughter. But my daughter,
what you need me to do?
So when they come home from school, I don't have to be like, go do your homework. So I'm like, I'm gonna start this allowance. Every week you get $5 if I don't have to talk to you more than twice to go do what you have to do. If I do, I'm deducting 50 cents.
Right.
So this week he finally got up to $47.
Oh wow!
And then he came to me and he was like, "Mommy, your birthday's coming up. You're turning so-and-so. And I was like, how do you know my age, young man? And he was like, don't worry, I know. What do you want for your birthday? Because I have a lot of money saved up. And I'm going to go to the store and I'm going to buy you something. Exactly. Do you want a prize?
How adorable.
Look at that.
I was like,
how adorable.
That's qualities of a good man.
Mommy want a Louis Vuitton. You want to go buy it for me? He was like, I'm going to go Google how much that costs.
Yeah.
And he went on Google and he came back. He was like, well, I don't have that much money saved up yet.
But it's the thought.
If me and could put our money together by the time your birthday, we're going to might get you something really nice.
Exactly.
I was like,
so it's the thought. See, he has those good qualities.
I was like, that's why.
Did he talk about that because got other plans for her
she
money?
Said
okay.
that she's gonna buy me her own.
Thank you very much.
But my baby still loves
just
me.
like a lady.
She said she's gonna buy my own gift. She's gonna buy me perfume. So I was like, okay, my baby. Okay.
So yeah, those are all good qualities. So I wouldn't recommend that you take it away because at the same time, my son does. He says good morning, good night, and every time when I drop him to school, he always say, "Love you, bye, have a good day, be safe." And it ends with the kiss. So that's everything. Even when I leave, when I left today to come record the podcast, okay, love you, mommy, be safe, have a good day. Always that. So those are the good qualities of good men. And I would say sometimes they're gonna have to stumble if they have to go through that experience, and then they will learn from it and they will readjust for the next person. We have to allow it, But I feel like if we desensitize them early, it's gonna hurt.
To help me out. Be like, Roxy, just breathe. This is something he has to go through.
Well, I tell you that all the time.
I'm gonna need y'all to have me because y'all know. Nobody can do anything to my baby.
We feel you.
Got you. We are here to help each other, work with each other, and share our experiences. So as time goes and we see them turn into young adults and grown men,
I'm actually so looking forward to
absolutely.
that.
I am so looking
I'm
forward
so
to that.
looking forward to my son.
I am so ready.
Absolutely.
To be like his little man. I'm ready.
Okay. Well, that was our topic about experiencing your child with sexual behavior or first crushes.
Birds and the bees.
Yeah, basically birds and the bees.
Beginning.
So wanted to move along from that topic now and go on to our second segment, which is the fads or the gaming segment. I can't really add this week because my son really didn't do anything new besides his PS4 and his normal GTA and the games that he plays. So there was nothing new this week as far as fads. Did your child do anything new?
Yes, he did. He's in love with Legos. Mommy's getting sick and tired of Legos because I don't know if you guys out there buy Legos, but Legos are getting expensive and more expensive. And then even the little blind bags is like $10. So this week, his dad came because his dad is a truck driver, came into town, took him to the store, bought him his big Lego set. It was a dragon dinosaur.
Oh, wow.
And he built it.
Awesome.
And my baby's 8, but he made his own YouTube channel. And he put it on YouTube.
That is what's going on.
And he had so much views and so much likes. But it was one negative comment. But it was an older woman. And
we love the haters.
And for some reason, she got attacked back. Because I do have 3 brothers and 3 sisters.
That's right.
And
Protectors.
my son is their pride and joy because he's just like the smartest little thing you will ever meet in your life.
He was the first edition.
So when they seen that, but his Lego, I'm getting off topic. His Lego, he did an amazing job. Like it was. I didn't even help him. He built a big dragon with the little people by himself.
Wow.
And it was so many positive though. I'm not going to talk about the hater. I'm going to talk about the positive. It was a lot of it's a lot of older men on YouTube that do YouTube. But I put a parental block on his YouTube channel. When I found out that he made it, I made my sister show me because I'm not really good at technology.
You're not tech savvy.
I made my little sister, help me put a parental lock on it. But he's a little mad because
he won't be able to see certain things.
And when the comments came through, he couldn't see it. Until
I
went on it.
It's his own good.
Yeah, I went on it. That's why and then I said him, he said, but once it happened, he finally realized why I put the parental. Because before he was like, why did you do that? I'm not bad. I'm not going to go on anything bad. But then I was like, see, baby, this is why I put it because of negativity.
Negative people.
And you're so young and people not realizing that so many kids getting bullied and committing suicide because of
and this is a
stupidness
form
like that.
of bullying.
So I'm like, your dragon was beautiful. You did an amazing job. You had like 100 people telling you how great it was.
Right, baby.
And you had 3 people that did not like it.
Right, whatever.
Forget them.
Right.
It was wonderful.
Right. We are here to build you up. Keep doing what you're doing.
And then he was like, so for my next video, are you going to help me? And I said, baby, yes, I will.
That's
and
right.
Gonna put it up.
Team Mommy.
And we're going to see
Ay.
all the
Ay.
positive that
Yes.
you're going to get. No, forget what the negative have to say.
Mhm.
But guys,
That's
my brother
right.
and my sisters, I know she want to go delete her YouTube now because they were ham on her.
Of course,
Oh
of course. And
my
that's why
God.
I don't understand. Like grown people, like you
Mhm.
had, I think those people had to been bullied
Mhm.
young.
She must have.
Because there's no
Yeah.
way you as a grown woman, you're gonna
Mhm.
go
and you could tell my son is 8.
Mhm.
By
Yeah.
his voice, no. Because
Of
some of the
course.
words that he be saying, y'all, I be like looking still check and trying to like be like, know how he knew what this was for him.
But
to
it's
be
just
saying
terrible that a
But-
grown adult will come at an 8-year-old,
Right.
off of some Lego. So
How
obviously,
petty.
I think you need to readjust
Right. And why
your lifestyle. Because
you
if you're
looking at
commenting on
Legos?
you're commenting on a Lego video. Come on.
And he
from a
was.
child?
But that's his right now. That's all he's obsessed with.
That's what's up.
That's all he's obsessed with is Legos. That's everything is
What-
Legos.
I tried to get my son, like, I'm trying to get him more and more in tune with things. Right now, my baby is completely Pokemon out.
Mhm.
He is Pokemon
I
crazy.
remember that.
I remember
No.
those days. Yeah.
Listen, my
He
brothers
is
used to
Pokemon
love
crazy.
Pokemon.
Listen, y'all, out there in the world, listen, Pokemon is not asleep. Pokemon is still alive.
Well, yes,
okay?
it came back around because remember with the
game.
the Pokemon Go app. So,
Yo, and my son is like, well, what happened to the app? And I'm like,
I mean, isn't it
listen.
still there?
I believe it is, but we ain't got it. So listen, I was like, no, you will not be traveling down the street, round the corner to find this, you know what, Pokemon. Not tonight. Not right now. Okay?
But was there anything else that, well, for you this week, was there anything new or something that he's definitely been into this week?
No, man, I'm trying to get him into it. Well, y'all know he's in football, though, right?
Yeah.
My baby team is 8-1.
Okay,
They only
yes.
lost 1 game.
Yes.
Yes. Go Eagles.
Yes.
So yes, I mean my baby is all for it. I know Essence, Love You Babes. But I know that on the last segment that you guys I did listen into, and you know I stay on the podcast, okay? But even if I'm not here. So I was listening in, and I know that there's a lot of issues with a lot of parents or whatever in the whole situation with the issue about their young children participating in very
Yeah, like activities.
Mm-hmm. Especially football because it's such a contact sport.
Right.
But I mean my son, he loves it. He's built for it. He's a big boy. He's the biggest one
Yeah,
on his
he's
team.
husky.
He is husky. And when they
Yes.
saw him, like when the
I
coaches and
tried.
everybody saw him come out, they was
Didn't
like,
work.
wait a minute, he's 6? And I was like, yeah, he is. They was like, when is he going to be 7? I was like, oh, later on in there was like, oh, so he's going to be a part of the Mighty Mites. And I was like, yeah, they was like, oh, Mighty Mites got a big one. I was like, yes. So he's center, proud, very proud. All right. So, yes, and he's a starter and he stays in all games. So, yes, like, I'm so happy about it. Like, so he's so excited about that. So that's like what he is like
Right, that's
completely
his thing.
into. Like, so he's a football player right now.
Right,
Like,
exactly.
That's his thing. Football and Pokemon. Football and Pokemon.
I
That's
tried
his thing.
to put my son in football one year, because his uncles on my husband's side,
Mm-hmm.
my ex-husband's side. To correct myself, I apologize, podcast, but all his uncles on his side is like football players, and my ex-husband used to play football too. So he was like determined for my son to play football. So I was like, honestly, little baby gonna get bruised, but I was like, I'm gonna be the mother of the year. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna support. Got a little jersey.
Yeah.
My baby never played, y'all.
Oh my goodness.
You see, so y'all have
They
that
put
thing.
him in at the last little minute just to make sure, but
yeah, just to make
he
him
would
touch the
just
field.
stand there and be like, I don't want to hit nobody. They're all my friends. I'm
Yeah.
like, Come on, like
exactly.
really?
So that wasn't for him.
No,
but for me, I was a basketball player, and my son's father was a basketball player. So it kind of fit that we throw him into basketball.
Right,
You know,
right. Get him
and
in the
you
field.
know,
And he's gonna be tall. He's already tall. I think
you think he's tall? Listen, don't do that.
I do. I do. I honestly do. I think it is the perfect sport for him. I really think he is going to excel.
Tell him, Roxy, that my baby is not tall.
I think he is on the right path. I think he is. His growth spurt is perfect.
He's gonna shut up.
Nothing is wrong with him.
Okay,
he's just
tiny.
wrong with him.
No, my dog's gonna shut up. He's gonna shut up.
Yes, he is.
He's gonna be like,
I'm gonna tell you a little story. Let me tell you a story because you know I got plenty of stories.
I know you do.
I got plenty of them. Okay. So I cannot forget this one guy. Okay. We went up in middle school, 6th grade year. He was the littlest, bittiest thing, book pack as big as all outdoors, heavy as ever. He was the littlest thing there. And I don't know what seemed to have happened between our sophomore and our junior year, but somehow he went from like 4'5" to like 5'9". Wow. And then when we came back for our sophomore year, I was like, hey, wait a minute. Wait, is he new? I was like, no, wait, but I know his face. Oh, hey. I didn't say nothing to him, freshman or junior. Nope.
But he shot up.
He shot right the hell up over summer. Excuse me. He shot up over summer, y'all. And that's I was like, oh my goodness.
So I'm looking forward to that growth spurt. Yeah, I'm looking forward. Well, not the prices and the fees that goes along with like the clothes and the shoes and stuff. But I am looking for him to get a little bigger. Mm-hmm. But I feel like basketball fits because his dad was a ball player, and I was a ball player too, even though I used to cross his dad up.
Hey.
So you know, I'm teaching him. I'm teaching him because you know. Because we lit around here. So
we just gonna wait for him to watch Love and Basketball though, right? we gonna wait until
right,
you know,
we gonna introduce
a little bit later.
And that's my favorite movie, so I'm always watching it. He comes in, but
that is my all-time.
Yeah. Love it.
That's my movie.
Love it.
That is my movie.
100% classic.
Okay.
Classic.
All right, so that was our little trendy kitty fads segment. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna move along to the mommy downtime segment.
Yeah.
And I think we had a pretty litty weekend.
Yes, we did.
My weekend was
Roxy, tell us. Yes.
Roxy really do not get out.
Yeah, she don't get out, and she got out.
She got 2 kids. She can't go nowhere.
And I've been under someone's thumb for like 8 years. Mm-hmm. I've known my ex-husband for 9, but we've been married for like 7, 8 years. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, I don't really remember no more. But yes, and I never like was the partying, going out, because I had my son and my daughter.
You were just dedicated to your family.
Right. I consider it young. So, and then I wanted to prove a point to everybody that listen, I'm gonna be a good mom.
Right.
So I dedicate my whole 20s to my son and my daughter, school functions, everything. And I used to love when the teachers love me, like, you're the greatest mom ever, because I was always there. Mm-hmm. So right now they're 8 and 6, and since my wonderful new friends keep telling me I need to start babying my son and my daughter, I start giving them a little bit more like, y'all need to learn how to do things. Somebody start making her own sandwich.
Yeah.
So mama was like, I need to find a life now, but I don't gotta make no sandwiches no more.
No more sandwiches.
I'm like, mama gotta do something with her time. This was like the most lit weekend I ever had. I went out.
No. Vegas was the most lit weekend.
Right.
We were
all at Vegas.
Friday, Saturday, and I'm out Sunday drinking wine right now, relaxing.
Yes, you know.
My whole weekend was a downtime for me. The whole thing.
You.
Well, yeah. So
I have fun.
First of all, I'm going to check Roxy because she had a little event. Was it Friday? And she invited me.
Yes,
she didn't invite me.
Yeah.
So I should kick off this podcast. It should just be me and you, Lady Luv.
That's true. Because
me
you know
and
I like
Essence.
to get it down. I like to party.
We should kick her. We should
That's true.
What Martin said, gets the step. We should just give it to her.
Step it out.
Listen, do not listen to Sassy because Roxy is the sweetest person ever. And I really was
You
not.
gonna feel this all
I
month.
really was not going to go out on Friday. But then I
But
was
she still
like,
went though.
Right.
because I was like, you know what? I might as well go. Like,
Why
mama
not?
mama gotta have a life too.
Right.
Like,
No,
I'm
always
glad
have to
that
have a
you
life
went
too.
out and you had
Yes.
fun
I
because
did.
Good.
you know we dedicate most of our time to our children, but you know we do need to have that time where we can go and you know just unwind, just have fun with our adult friends,
Right.
and you know
And I had
mellow
a lot of
out.
fun.
Yeah.
Right.
And I want to shout out my friend.
No, we ain't doing no shout.
We ain't doing no job.
She know who she is.
Anonymous.
She was my turn up queen this weekend.
Yes.
And she made sure I had fun.
Yes.
And my sister, like, we had fun.
Yeah.
And last night, we all went out as
Yeah,
group, and we
we
had
went.
more fun.
We
Right.
did.
So,
Last night was
my whole
awesome.
weekend,
Carnival.
I kept
Carnival
my mind
weekend.
off of everything.
But
And I
no,
had
it wasn't
fun.
carnival. We went to like a little 90s
We-
party, and it was
we
really
did.
it was a really good vibe because everybody was grown and mature.
Right. Everything
Yes,
was
that's
good.
what I liked
Everything
about
was
it.
good.
Like,
Although we didn't do anything for carnival,
I
but it
seen
was
people
carnival
my
weekend.
age.
Turn up.
I seen people in my age group last night, as far as
Right. Everyone was
little
grown
young
and mature,
Right.
you know.
children. That so I was like, last night was really nice and mellow, and every song almost, I'm gonna say like
Yeah,
70%
everything was
Right.
from the 90s,
of the
2000s.
songs. I was like,
I
oh,
like
I
it.
remember this.
I'm like,
Yeah, it was a really
was
good
good.
vibe. It was a really good vibe. So that was our mommy downtime segment, you know, and now we chilling together sipping some 2006 year brand wine, and it's really good. So this is what we do on our off times and our downtimes while our kids are, you know, getting ready, prepared for school.
Yes.
But you know, for the most part, we dedicate our time to our children. So you know, it's always good to have that
Right.
period where
But
we can
ladies,
unwind and
if
always
I
and
could
relax.
say something, find a balance.
Mhm.
Right.
It's great to like always want to give your time to your kids, but
Mhm.
one thing, I just want to leave you with one thing. My mom said to me, she was like, after your kids is grown and they move out, what are you going to do then?
Right.
So
Right.
now you need to learn how to balance you,
Right.
Roxy, and your kids. So
Mhm.
every woman out there just needs to find their balance of
Mhm.
their time and their kids' time, because
Right.
even this weekend we still did something with the kids.
Of
Right.
course.
Even if you're gonna still go out and have
Right.
it fun, make sure you have your little event you planned.
Right,
for
let's
the
talk
kids.
about that. Yes,
that was
yes,
supposed
yes.
to be our little trendy segment. I completely forgot about that. That we
Yes,
took
we
them
took
to
them to
Home
Home
Right.
Depot.
Home Depot has a thing. First Saturdays. If you guys
Mhm.
don't know, there's the first Saturday of every month. They
Mhm.
have something very hands on for the children that you guys can
Right.
do. Take your kids out to your local Home Depot.
Yeah, you have to register them, and this week they
Mhm.
built a piggy bank. It was
Ah,
a firehouse
yes.
piggy
Now
bank.
that is awesome.
It was
Yes.
amazing.
That
It was
was
amazing to have the
awesome.
boys
I
out
loved
there
it. I
using hammers
never-
and screwdrivers.
Yes.
And I thank
Getting really
you
into
guys
it.
for telling me about it, because I never knew about stuff like that. See,
Yeah,
this
that
is
was
why
awesome.
we need to have
Right.
the podcast to like
Yes.
give out like little events that's going
Right,
on you can do with your
mommy.
kids.
You can
Because
do it. You
that
can
was
do
like
it.
a great, and it was all free. And my
Yes,
baby
it's 100%
had
free.
so much fun. My baby had so much fun. I had
Hold
to
up,
video
hold
him
up. We have to
hammering.
cut you because we have to say it was due to our podcast friend Princess.
Right.
And that's my cousin.
Right. And that's my sister-in-law.
That's my cousin.
Lady Luv, sister-in-law.
That's my cousin.
Love my
She was the
sissy.
reason why we knew about this event.
Right. She was the first turn up. For real.
She was.
She is like teen mom.
But
Like,
no, she's
for sure.
good though, because she always would, you know, put us in the group chat. Oh, this event is going on.
She do.
Let's get the
Yeah.
kids together to
Because
do
I
it.
never
So,
knew
right.
about it.
Right.
And
that's our event
That's
planner.
why I'm so happy to like. I never had like. Okay, I'm gonna say it. I never really have real girlfriends.
Right.
like,
Right.
That have kids that
Right. That you can relate to.
relate
Something
to
exactly.
and find stuff to do with the kids. 'Cause
Right.
Right.
I remember, sorry, we went to Dave and Buster's. Our kids
Mhm.
had great, like they had a great
Oh,
time.
yeah.
So it's like I'm happy.
Right.
I don't care what nobody want to say.
That's fine.
I love you, Roxy.
Roxy is happy.
Mhm.
I
Single.
love you, Roxy.
Roxy happy single.
That's
Just the
right.
happiest I ever been. sometimes you just gotta let that dead weight off real quick.
That's true. You
Yes,
do.
me and my babies is happy.
Right.
We living.
Yeah,
We
but
live.
you know, it's good camaraderie. You know,
It is.
Our little group that we have here is perfect.
Women
I love
helping
it.
women, building
Right.
women up.
Right.
I love it.
Right.
And that's the
Nothing else.
reason
That's all I
why.
have to
That's
say.
the reason why we put this podcast together because you
Mhm.
know it wouldn't have been the same without you guys. You know, so we can sit together and discuss our children, our life events, and we always together. So
Right.
it fits.
And we know it's a
naturally.
lot of moms that's out there that are, if you can't relate to me, Lady Love, you probably can relate to Roxy. And if you can't relate to Roxy, you possibly could relate to Sassy. And if you can't relate to Sassy,
Then it's Essence.
you could relate to Essence, you know.
It's someone out there
It's-
you could like relate
Right,
to.
connect.
And it's
Exactly.
good to find a group of women that you can relate to.
Right.
And
Right.
not a day could go
And it's
by
all
and they
love.
don't call and be like,
Right.
"You okay, girl?"
Yeah, it's
Like,
all
girl.
love. It's no
Yes,
hate.
exactly.
We want to
So-
promote more growth within and amongst each
Mhm.
other. Women, whether it be single women with children,
Right,
whether it be
married,
married
yeah.
women with children, whether it be newly divorced women with children, what have you. You know, we're here for you. We want to hear your
Right.
thoughts. We want to hear what you have to say, how you are, and everything.
Yep, you're absolutely right. So this has been our episode, the Birds and the Bees episode of the Raising Kings podcast. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. But before I go, I want to let you know our handles. You can reach us at Twitter, Raising Kings PC on Twitter. Gmail is Raising Kings Podcast at gmail.com. YouTube, you can just search Raising Kings Podcast. And our SoundCloud as well is Raising Kings Podcast. You can hit us up on all those handles. If you have any questions, any feedback, any new topics, discussions that you want to, bring us in, go ahead, send us your little email, send us your letters. We'll welcome to read it, and we'll go ahead and discuss those options and those topics.
Topics about what you guys want us to discuss. If you went through something this week, you just send us an email and we will share it. I would love to talk about it because
love it.
Yeah, I love to hear about different things about as far as boys. But I'm gonna need a friend that have a girl next. So one of my friends need to pop out a little girl for me, please. Any one of you guys?
Yeah, that's it. So, check us out every Tuesday.
So, you just gonna breeze past.
Okay.
Wait, I'm sorry. What you said?
Wait, what was that?
One of you guys need to pop out a little girl for me real quick.
Oh,
I won't be the host.
That's why I skipped over that topic.
Yes.
So we're gonna discuss that on the next.
Well, you know what?
episode.
Honestly,
That'll be coming up.
No kids
Same
right now.
for me. Same for me. Me and my husband. That's a different subject, and I think we could get a little bit more in depth in that on
another that would be another topic. That would be
Because,
another topic when they
it's not
coming
like
up.
we don't want kids. It's just so far hasn't happened. But I want to get a little bit more information from other women who's out there trying, and it's not really
Yeah,
working.
so that'll come eventually. Eventually I'm gonna have to, but right now, no. I feel like it's a balance. It's cool. He's a boy. They bond really well.
I'm the only one with a girl.
Yes, ma'am.
But again, thank you guys so
For
much
now.
for tuning in. Remember, every Tuesday,
Yes.
you can link us YouTube, SoundCloud, and there you go. Thanks for tuning into the Raising Kings podcast. My name is Sassy.
This is Lady Love.
And this is Roxy. Thank you guys for tuning in. Bye.
And we out.
Bye-bye.